Hey, this TKR is at the Camp Kennerk podcast. And I mean to tell you, we've had some fun things going on around here at the camp. But I tell you what, this is a special edition because we have a happy camper interview that you may know who she is. She's talented. She's a musician. She has won countless awards for her music talent and she's from Brooklyn, Texas. What did I say that for? Brooklyn, the one in New York City. So I always get so confused when I get so excited because Karen Bella is here today, and I just wanted to give you a little outline of how talented she is. She was 9 years old when she started doing her recording sessions. Nine. I mean, I was barely able to play Little League at 9 years old. And here's a young lady that has gone head on into the competitive world of entertainment and music and has won countless awards, whether it's in the folk music industry, with classic, pop, uh, you name it, she's there. And we were just so excited. And Doug, the neighbor, has known her for quite a while. So, Doug, let's give us the 911 on this.
TK, so good to see you again. And you're absolutely correct. And she is really cute. And I didn't know that you were stalking her by finding out she was 9 years old when she picked up the guitar and started singing. So I'm very, very happy that you know what to do is just say hello to Karen and bring her into the Camp Kennerk podcast as a happy camper. Karen, glad to have
Glad
you
to
here.
be here.
TK, I told you she was cute.
Oh,
Look at Douglas. How many times have I told you in these happy camper interviews not to embarrass our guest? She's embarrassed. I can tell.
Oh, I'm not.
oh, because I'm blushing?
Yes.
She's blushing. Well, TK, when I prompted her about what we're doing, I told her that it's mayhem and she will be embarrassed, and she said, "Okay." So it's out of my hands. She knew what she was getting into. you know. Now, you know that I used to live in New York City, so I know where Brooklyn is. All right. So, but Karen and I didn't know each other then. We met online because of her music and because I have some songs up on DistroKid under Doug the Neighbor, and we just started chatting. And she's very beautiful, vivacious woman, and so I'm very happy to have her as a Camp Kennerk podcast. Now, Karen, big buildup. You're going to have to live up to it. So let's get started on the interview.
Sure, let's go.
Okay. First off, you said you're in Brooklyn. Where did you go to high school?
I went to Calhoun High School in Long Island, Merrick.
Merrick, Long Island. That's way
Yes.
out on the island, right? And
Yeah,
what was the name of the high school again?
Calhoun High School.
Would you spell that for me, please?
Calah. I'm not a good that my spelling is, you know what? I could spell it on paper, but then okay,
What? Calhoun? Calhoun? Like
okay,
an
that's what I thought. Calhoun.
Oh, Calhoun.
Yeah,
Calhoun.
Calhoun.
yeah,
Oh,
Calhoun.
I think that's an Irish name, TK, isn't it? Calhoun?
Today it is. There's no doubt about that.
I can look it up.
Okay, so it's out in Merrick. Now, were you the Lions, Tigers, or Bears, Karen?
It's primarily a Scottish surname. Um,
Oh, okay. Were you the Lions, Tigers, or Bears?
to be honest, I wasn't involved in the sports of high school. I was more involved in the theater and theater and music department, so I really don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll look that up and we'll post a logo of the Calhoun High School.
I could look
Okay.
that up.
Yes. No, don't worry about it. We've got a Kevin, our magnificent computer dude, who does all that stuff, and we can stalk you. We'll stalk you. We'll stalk your high school. So we'll look that all up.
Okay.
Okay. So now you said you were in theater at school. Now, were you in the school plays? Did you, or
Yeah,
did
yeah,
you?
because the theater department, it was unique in comparison to other high schools. So I was supposed to go to a different high school, and I auditioned for the Calhoun on Tour program because um, they just had such a wonderful, dedicated, passionate theater program. And my
Okay.
brother was in it. So it was the same
Okay.
thing. He auditioned for it instead of going to the other high school in the same district. And also, I didn't want to go to the other high school because, and I'm not trying to make it like a sad thing, but I was really made fun of in school, pretty badly. So there was another reason why I didn't want to go to that high school to get away from those kids. And so going to the theater program, was a shining gold for me to
Okay.
get away from that kind of abuse. And it ended up that it really helped me get out of my shell, being in the theater department, seeing the people flourish, becoming comfortable with who they are. I mean, what's a much better way than to study something that's enjoyable, which is acting in theater, and there's an actual class. It's not just an after school program, it's a
Right.
physical class that you have as a period, and you learn everything to do with acting and the first actor, and then the group, the chorus actors, solo actors, Shakespeare, and modern theater, and including comedies and musicals. So I was always involved in that. And within the
Okay.
theater program, you also had different clubs, like the program club. You can be the president of the on tour program, vice president, secretary, helping with funding. So there were all these little clubs within to help each other, and it was a group, it was a community.
So
Hmm.
Karen, this was
Okay.
a
Now, do you go ahead? Go ahead,
Karen,
TK.
was this a talented and gifted school?
Yeah, the high school also had different programs. So they had specialty things like ASL, languages that weren't available in another school, like Japanese, ESL. So people who were going to the other schools within the district, you had Mepham High School and John F. Kennedy High School. So people would take buses to go to Calhoun to take those certain courses and then go back to their high school. Um, they had cosmetology in Calhoun High School. So all those different things. And I don't know right now what they've done, if they've extended those programs in the other schools as well. But at the time, Calhoun High School was the one that had the different extra curricular, the specialty courses needed. And I'm so grateful I went to that school.
Well,
Okay.
Karen,
Now, have do you remember any of the plays or performances that you were in from high school?
Let me see what I can remember. We did musicals. We did Sweet Charity.
Okay.
We did Grease. I wasn't in that one.
What?
I was in ninth grade. I didn't get in, which is fine. We did Follies.
Okay.
And I don't remember the other one. I know we did Playing for Time, which was written by Arthur Miller. We did different Shakespeare productions like Merchant of Venice, Comedy of
Okay.
Errors. Gosh, what else? I'm just not
Well,
remembering everything, but we did
yeah.
a lot of
that's
different plays like that.
all
Well,
right.
Karen,
So,
Karen, you've had a lot of experience in performance, whether it's music or stage. And the one question I have, this is riveting. If you don't want to answer it, that's okay.
Sure.
What's the most embarrassing situation happened to you when you were performing?
And what's the most embarrassing?
I
Um,
told you, Karen, I told you.
I just gotta think what the most embarrassing thing was. I don't think I've had an embarrassing moment, because when you go on stage, you kind of you're bearing yourself completely, not just as a singer, but also as an actor. And you train yourself to be in concentration, to not really necessarily pay attention to the audience and what they think, but to be committed to the moment of your role and what it is that you're doing. But I've had moments like forgetting my lines. And then you have to rely on the other actor that you're conversing with in the scene who will kind of hint and get you back on track. So there's a lot of trust. I've had moments singing where I've forgotten uh, words, and then you just kind of have to laugh at yourself and keep going and make a joke of it. I've had moments where I thought that the song needed to start on a certain key, but then it started at a different key because I made the mistake telling them what key, like, when I was younger. And then I had no choice. I just had to sing it and figure out a way. So things like that, like little bumps. But those are all learning experiences. I've never had something horrific like, I wore my pants inside out, but it was noticeable, and then you see like the pockets sticking out, like nothing like that.
Well,
Wardrobe malfunction.
Yeah. No wardrobe malfunctions.
Yes, but a sign of a true professional to recover. Everyone forgets that goes up on their lines. Everyone misses a cue, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But recovered. So sign of a true professional. Now, very interesting because you did Arthur Miller and you did Grease and you did Shakespeare. So there's a nice gamut right there that you.
May I just say something now that you mentioned Shakespeare, because I mentioned it before? I'm actually releasing a song on I'm sorry. I keep saying January. I keep thinking we're in January. On February 13th, that is called Sonnet 128, which is Shakespeare's Sonnet 128. And it discusses a person, well, in this situation, it's a man who is deeply in love and in lust with the woman who's playing a harpsichord or some kind of wooden instrument, and he's so in love with her that he's envious of the instrument and the wood that she's
Mhm.
playing. And I was in a production of A Midsummer Night's Dream outside of high school and college, and the director asked me, this was in 2017, and he asked me to write melodies to Shakespeare's monologues or sonnets. And so therefore I did. And years later, I always wanted to record it, so I finally did, and I'm having it release next week on Friday. I'm really excited, and I think it's going to be beautiful. It's got a modern feel, but it's also complementing Renaissance.
that's so
That's
exciting,
beautiful.
Karen. It
Yeah.
really
That is
is.
exciting. Yeah.
So, what label are you releasing it under?
I'm an independent artist.
Okay, that's what I like. Don't let anybody push you around, right, Karen? You're in charge. Don't let those bullies.
Well, you push yourself around and you also get advice from people.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. Now, Karen, you mentioned college. Where did you go to college?
Five Towns College.
Five Towns?
Five Towns College.
And where is that in Long Island?
Dix Hills.
And Dix Hills. Okay.
Yes.
And your theater major continued on in college?
I did not take theater in college. I studied jazz commercial music with a concentration of songwriting and composing.
Oh, okay. All right. So, and that's why you're able to uh, take Shakespeare's sonnet and turn it into music because of lessons you learned in college. Very
You
admirable.
definitely learn so much when you study music. The gift of songwriting is something that you are born with,
Yes.
but um, you also have to practice, and it's good to have some kind of musical knowledge and some kind of harmony training and ear training to take the skill that you're born with and improve it. And I was told, I don't remember who said this to me, but it was recommended, don't learn things so strictly that you don't break the rules, because you got to break the rules sometimes in music so that you can think outside the box.
Yes, wise words. Very wise
Yeah.
words.
And I wish I remember who said that to me, and I don't.
Well,
Okay,
Karen,
so now go ahead, TK.
uh, here's the philosophy at Camp Kennerk when we run into situations where we don't remember who tells us something, we just make it up. We just say,
Yeah.
"Oh, John the Milkman told me this." So then that John the Milkman
So
gets some
yeah,
credit for
John the
being.
Milkman, he told me that.
He's he's the brains around here. Yes, yes. So now you're finished college and you're a pro at writing songs, putting harmony to Shakespeare. I mean that is really impressive. So what are you doing now? How are you promoting your career now?
Now I'm doing it differently than I have done in the past. I'm doing it by myself. So I'm promoting it on social media and wherever it is that I'm performing, whether it's a cover gig or my own music, I'm talking about it. The reason why I'm not really spending money on PR because A, it's incredibly expensive to hire someone to do some promotion for you, get some articles out there because the articles that a lot of the PR folks get, it whatever you can afford as an indie artist, they're going to get some publication. But in my experience, it was things that I've never heard of. It's not like I'm going to get a publication in Rolling Stone. You want a publication in Rolling Stone, you're going to spend thousands and thousands, like 10,000, 20,000 for an article, unless they reach out to you and they go, "We want to write an article about you." And that's just how it works. So, but the good thing about having spent money on PR is that it taught me how things work. And it looks nice on paper when you say, "Oh, all these publications have been done." But right now, you have to be really smart where you put your money in and what you can do on your own. And until I get a label that comes behind me and has the funds to really push it forward. Right now, it's all self-promoting, talking, speaking to wonderful individuals like you to get it out there. You know what I'm saying?
Karen,
Yes, and
you-
also with TK has spent his entire life in marketing and promotion, and I'm full of Texas charm, so I know all about promotion. But the social media has transformed many businesses and people like yourself into an influencer, a music influencer.
Yeah.
So your decision to watch your pennies and how you spend your money and your ability to do good Instagram things and TikTok things.
Yeah.
You're winning the game, Karen.
Well, yes, and you do the best you can, really. A lot of people, excuse me, get recognition through TikTok and Instagram videos. Sometimes things go viral, sometimes you can get 20,000 views about something. But I've found for some reason, anytime I'm posting something that's about my music, I don't get a lot of views and likes. But when I post something that's dumb, all of a sudden you get all these views, and it's I don't know if the algorithms are built a certain way or if they want you to spend money for ads or something. I have no idea what the secret is, but
Karen,
all I can do is put one foot in front of the other when I'm walking.
Karen, uh, talking about you not understanding how things react. We had a saying in the marketing business is that you'll never go broke underestimating the consumer's taste. And Douglas and I have
Okay.
talked about this quite often. I mean, you look through the years of all these silly products that you go into a store like, and you go back to hula hoop, pet rock, silly putty, all this stuff. Now that has no purpose, no reason, but for some reason people like to grab a hold of those ideas just as an escapism in some ways. And then also, they just want to be silly. So be silly with them. Some of
Yeah,
our biggest traffic builders are silly little things.
that's true. That's true. People definitely want to see silly things, and not definitely not in a negative way. I but when you're specifically promoting music or something, I guess people want to be entertained. But but I still do it anyway. I do it for myself, and you never know who's going to see something, who it's going to affect. I guess if you have a positive effect on one person, if one person listens to a song, your song, and that's all that it gets to, and you affect them in a positive way, I did my job.
Well, when you go through
Well,
the social media platforms, it has a lot more longevity than an article in a magazine y- because it's
It
out there
can, yes.
forever.
It can. Yeah.
now on that note of silly, last night I was watching the Korean song Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style.
Yeah, I
It's
remember that.
yeah, it's at 5 billion views on
Isn't that
YouTube.
amazing?
And then and after that, I was watching Macarena,
Yeah.
the Los Bravos. And I kept wondering about who are these guys, this, they call themselves Rio Bravos or something like that. And I was looking them up, and they're very serious singers in Spain. They're very serious because they sing in Spanish. They're very, very serious singers. They have lots of albums. And then they came out with Macarena, where they're doing the dancing and that sort of stuff. And that was their big, big thing. So silly sells, but as a talented musician, you
Yeah.
don't know what is silly. You just keep doing your thing, and then all of a sudden, boom, you're a hit. That's all you can.
Yeah. Well, life is hard and there's a lot of sadness that people experience. So when something like the Macarena or or anything like Gangnam Style, right? So if I pronounce any of those names right, people want to be lifted and they want to laugh. Of course, things like songs like that are going to be successful and they should. Um,
Well, that's the premise of the Camp Kennerk podcast. We be funny.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
our motto. We be
absolutely.
funny.
People
Yeah,
want upbeat, people want fun. Um, and that's wonderful and that's okay.
yeah, yeah. Now, give us an example of where you go play. You're in Long Island. You're in Brooklyn, but you've sung a lot. You do a lot of stuff in Long Island.
Yes.
Also performed at the in New York City, but your majority of your stuff is out in Long Island. Where would you play? Name a
I
couple
play
of.
in a lot of different bars, restaurants, music venues, nursing homes, private parties, uh, all over. I can't think of all the names of all the places, but they're throughout all over Long Island.
Oh, okay. So where are you playing this weekend? You know.
This weekend, I'm not having any public shows.
Oh, okay.
So like for example, tonight I'm playing in a country club
Oh,
in
okay. What's the name of the country
the
club?
the New York Athletic Club, right
Oh,
across the street from um God, what is it? Central Park and around the corner from Carnegie Hall.
oh, I've had drinks there. It's a
Yeah,
beautiful, beautiful
it's
place.
a wonderful area where
That's very
they
prestigious.
have all the horses and carriages, which
Yes.
I hope they're not having them do anything because it's so cold outside. But
Yeah.
yeah, and it's a very wealthy area. It's a beautiful area. So tonight I'm performing for people who are in the lounge, and then tomorrow I'm playing at a private party. So
Okay.
I'm
Now,
making a living
where
doing.
where is this private party? I'm trying to get distances that you travel. You live in Brooklyn.
I
Uh,
think that the private party tomorrow is in Patchogue. I have to double check the
oh, okay.
location.
Okay.
But I travel wherever I can travel. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I do a winery in Rhode Island.
Yes.
So
Yes.
if something is worth my time, I like going there. I get treated well. I will happily drive.
Okay. Now that means, do you have a pal who books you, or you have to spend a lot of time booking yourself?
So sometimes it's
Okay.
self-booking, and I speak with with the place or the venue myself, and sometimes I work with people who do
Yeah.
the booking. And sometimes they take a commission, and sometimes the places that they work with, they pay the booker.
Oh, I see. But it's
Mhm.
basically sounds like you're in the business, you're doing your hustling, and you're getting after it.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
freelancing. So this is a self-employed freelancing work, just like if I were in film and television, there's a lot of freelancers.
Yes. Yes. Now, I um, you you have sang the national anthem.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
in New York City, you have the Yankees that play 81 games, the Mets who play 81 games. You got the Knicks and the Nets and the Islanders and the what's with the Rangers. So you have all these sports venues uh,
Yeah.
that have to have a someone sing the national anthem. Now,
Yes.
you have sang the national anthem. Where have you sang it?
So
Where
I've sung the national anthem a couple of times for the monster truck shows,
oh,
which
okay.
which is it's a little comical because I've never been to a monster truck show
Yeah.
before. And so it was kind of exciting to see all the huge trucks and how people are excited about it. But I've sung in Bridgeport, Connecticut at the venue there, and then I got a much bigger opportunity at the uh, UBS Arena.
Okay.
And that was exciting because that's a big place. That's where the Islanders play.
Okay.
And I sang there. Um and I just remember being super nervous. My fingers got all stiff and I couldn't move them. I was in front of a camera but facing away from the audience. And what they would do is they would have my picture of, the video of me singing, but then they would move the camera to different shots of the people standing with their hands on their heart and the audience singing along.
So
It's
you made the Jumbotron.
the Jumbotron.
That's
And the
cool.
delay is so significant between when you're singing and when you're hearing that it was literally like a 1 or 2 second delay. So I didn't know if my voice was on pitch or not. So I had to sing it super slow. But I got it and it was on pitch. So I was really proud of myself. I did the best that I
That's
could.
that's beautiful. Now, recently you told me you went out to Los Angeles for some reason, a music venue situation. Tell us about that.
Yes, I went to Anaheim, California, for business. I went to the NAM convention, which is the National Association of Music Merchants. Since
Okay.
I am an Elixir Strings artist and a Fishman amp artist, and also I have a nice relationship with Yamaha. I used to be a Yamaha guitar ambassador, which ended in 2024, I believe. So I go there to maintain the relationships with those companies who have been absolutely wonderful, and also to network with other musicians. So I went there, and then I got stuck there because of the snowstorm in the Northeast that we had, which went all the way from I think Texas to.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it went
I,
all throughout. So I had to stay in tropical weather for a couple of days.
well, we
And
wish you were here because it's 75 degrees here. We're loving it.
oh well, lucky you.
Yeah,
Karen,
yeah, yeah.
Karen, I got a quick question for you here. You know, this is you may think it's sort of silly, but it's very serious here at Camp Kennerk.
Mhm.
We have a national food of Camp Kennerk, and it's called popcorn.
Yeah.
And the reason why we do this is because I grew up on a farm in Indiana, and we grew popcorn. Now, it wasn't
Hmm.
just popcorn, it was Jiffy Pop popcorn.
Oh wow.
So here's the question. You take as long as you like to answer it, to think about it.
Mhm.
How do you cook your popcorn? Do you do it on stovetop? You do it in the microwave? Do you buy it in the bag at the supermarket?
I've done both. So living in my childhood home, I would use the microwave to make popcorn. Then when I lived in Israel with my parents for a short period of time, I would do it on the gas stove. So I would put I think I used olive oil because that was the oil we had. And then I would put the corn pebbles, kibbles, whatever it's the correct term is. And it tasted the best. And I realized doing it on the stove is the way to do it. But if you have no choice, use a microwave. I actually haven't had a microwave in any of the apartments that I'm in, including the current one, for over 5 or 6 years because the places didn't have a microwave, and I didn't want to get one because I I know that when you cook or reheat your food on the stove or in a toaster oven, it tastes so much better.
You're right.
So
You're
so
right. Now here's a little
popcorn
trivia.
on the stove.
Okay, here's a
Right.
little trivia. Um, because I know this question is going to come up to you sometime in your life,
Yeah.
is that how high, if you take the lid off the popcorn while it's popping, how high do you think a kernel of popcorn when it pops could fly?
Well, I mean, how much wood can a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck would?
Okay, you're such a smarty pants.
Um, I think that it'll depending on the energy of that location, because sometimes the popcorn can fly further than other ones. I think it flies up a couple of inches and could either land on the stovetop or the floor.
They recorded popcorn could fly 3 feet in the air.
No way! I thought it was inches. Okay.
So here's the deal. Some time ago, we had a party here for making popcorn, and everyone's carrying on, and we had this big kettle of popcorn popping, and someone decided they wanted to see what popcorn looked like when it was popping, so they took the lid off.
And it just
Blue, yes, exactly. I found popcorn in every crevice of the house, but that's how we got that idea. So when you may be on Jeopardy sometime, and they may ask you that
okay.
question. So be prepared, young lady.
All right, thanks.
Okay, Karen, I one last question, then we have a
Sure.
small gift for you for your
Oh,
participation here in the Camp Kennerk podcast. What message would you give young people who are interested in a music career and following a successful path like you have? What would you tell a high school class, a nephew, a niece? What would you tell them?
I would tell them it's one of the most beautiful, rewarding career paths you can take, but also as equally one of the most difficult career paths you can take. And you have to do it because it's your entire essence. Um, when you go down a career path of creativity, whether it's music, acting, physical art, behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, it's a passion. And when you're passionate about something, you have the motivation behind it. And when you're motivated, nothing is going to stop you.
Very wise
Yeah.
words, Karen. Very, very wise words
Mm.
that will be shared on the Camp Kennerk
Yeah.
podcast. And we have a small gift for you. Every year I do a charity event called the Top of Possum Trot Flipper Walk, where
Oh, yes, I remember you telling me about that.
yeah, where we walk up Possum Trot and those two vicious hills to the top of Possum Trot, 560 feet above sea level for benefiting Dell Children's Cancer Fund. And this year it's on June 13th, Saturday, June 13th. And as a small gift, what we have are these flippers right here
Oh,
that I am going to send to you, and if you would share them with your friends, or maybe
oh,
someone who is in need of a laugh, because these represent Flip Off Big C.
oh, that's sweet.
And I'll
That's
get your
that's really
address here.
amazing.
I'll get your address in just a second as we sign off. But thank you very, very much for participating. And I told you, TK, she's really cute.
She's
So
smart
Oh,
too.
Smart
Thanks.
and talented. So, Karen, thank you very much. Any last words?
Uh, do everything you can to be happy. Happiness is a state of mind and just trying to make good choices. Yeah.
TK can't say anything better than that. Go Cowboys.
Aaron Gobra.